kwetu, thank you so much for joining us. Today we are preparing onion chapatis. So the last time we made chapati from brown flour and white flour. So today I'm using white flour. And for the chapati you need onion. This is one onion. So you can just choose one and just cut them into small pieces. Also we have black pepper and salt. We have sunflower oil. And today we're going to use some sugar. The reason is, when you make white chapatis without sugar, they tend to be white. They don't brown up. But sugar helps the chapati to brown up very well. Give it a nice dark color. So that's why we're going to use sugar today. And we also have water, not too hot, but it's hot, but not too hot. So welcome, let's prepare our chapatis. So we are going to mix our dry ingredients first. So our black pepper and salt. We'll also put in our sugar. Not too much sugar, just enough to give it the color that we want. That's enough. And then we're going to put in our onions, and as you put them in, try to separate them so that when you cook them, if they're stuck together, they tend to thicken up inside the chapati. So when we come to roll them, they pop out. So just try and separate them as you put them in there. We are using black pepper not to make the chapatis hot, but we just want that nice taste of black pepper when mixed with onions. So now we're going to mix them up nicely. So even as you mix them up, if you feel the onions are stuck with each other, just try and separate them, because we want every piece of chapati to have some onion. I think it's okay now. Now we can add some water, bit by bit. There are people who usually start their chapatis with putting water then adding flour. There are rules for baking, because also preparing chapati is part of baking. So when you're baking, always you mix the dry ingredients separately, the wet ingredients separately, then the wet goes into the dry, not the other way around. So you will know your dough is ready when it doesn't stick on your basin, and then it doesn't stick on your hand. Now the dough is ready. So we're going to make some room so that we can pour in the oil. As we said on our last video in making chapatis, we said chapati is not about the oil. It's about how you prepare it. Using some hot water, not cold, not lukewarm. So don't use a lot of oil. I'm using sunflower oil, but you can use also vegetable oil. It's not a must for you to use sunflower oil. It's just that at the moment I don't have any vegetable oil. That's why I'm using sunflower oil. But it also tastes better, especially with the onion chapati. So you need to continue doing this until it has absorbed the oil. You see the oil is absorbed now. So now you can cover it up. So now you cover it with your cling film. If you don't have cling film, use whatever nylon paper you have. So we're going to give it 5 to 10 minutes so that we can start preparing or rolling them. So our minutes are up. Let's uncover our dough. Our dough is okay now. It's nice. You see, it doesn't have any oil. It has absorbed all the oil. That's the good thing about covering it up. You make sure that the oil is absorbed. Now we can start rolling them. So after cutting them, you roll them up like this. This helps the other part that doesn't have oil to get oil. So when you fold them like that, it will absorb all the oil from inside. Also, doing this helps you to know the exact size of chapatis you're going to get. Some might be too thick, others too thin, but if you roll them like this, it's easier to estimate the sizes with your hands. Now we're going to dip them into the flour so that they don't stick on each other. Now we are going to cover them up again. So use the same cling film that you had the first time. Don't throw it away, you can use it again. Cover them up, and then we're going to add a towel on top. Add a towel on top to maintain the moisture inside so that they continue softening up. So we're going to give them about 30 minutes for the oil to be completely absorbed, then we can start cooking. Our minutes are up. Now it's time to start cooking. So we're going to cover a portion of it so that they don't dry up. You need to be gentle because of the onions. You need to be very gentle with your chapati because of the onions. So now let's cook our chapati. So now our onion chapatis are ready. You can see they're very colorful and the onions are inside. Very nice. And they're also very soft. Very, very soft. So the thing about adding sugar, now you see the chapatis are brown. If you use salt alone, your chapatis will always be white. If you want them to brown, just add a little sugar, not for taste, just to get the color. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you also for subscribing. See you on Wednesday.